Alright, gather round everyone because today we re-diving deep into one of the internet's most terrifying legends, the Dybbuk Box. You might have seen the movie The Possession, but the real story, or at least the story as it was told, is somehow even creepier. So, what exactly is a Dybbuk Box? In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a malicious, restless spirit believed to be the soul of a dead person. It wanders the earth, looking for a living body to possess. And this box? Well, it's said to contain one. Our story begins in 2001 with a man named Kevin Mannis, a writer and antique collector from Portland, Oregon. He was at an estate sale, looking for interesting items for his furniture refinishing business. The sale was for a 103-year-old woman who had recently passed away. Her granddaughter pointed Mannis to a small, unassuming wooden wine cabinet. She told him it was her grandmother's, a Holocaust survivor who had brought it with her when she immigrated to the United States from Poland. The granddaughter warned him that her grandmother always called it the Dybbuk Box, and insisted it should never, ever be opened. She even said they tried to bury it with her, but as Jewish tradition forbids burying personal items with the deceased, it was left at the estate. Now, being a curious antique dealer and perhaps a bit of a skeptic, Mannis was intrigued. He bought the box and took it back to his shop. He decided to give it to his mother as a gift. The very day he gave it to her, she suffered a massive stroke. In the hospital, she was distraught, pointing at her own eyes and spelling out the words H-A-T-E-G-I-F-T. Understandably freaked out, Mannis tried to give the box away to other people, his sister, his brother, his girlfriend. But it always came back to him within days, with recipients complaining of a strange sense of dread or smelling cat urine. Mannis finally decided to take the box home himself. That's when things got really strange. He started having horrific, recurring nightmares about an old hag. He and anyone who stayed at his house would wake up with bruises and welts on their bodies. He saw shadow figures darting in his peripheral vision and would find all the lights in his house turned on and his doors unlocked. The final straw was when he realized he was seeing the same hag from his nightmares in his waking life. Terrified, he decided he had to get rid of it. But how do you get rid of a haunted box? He couldn't bring himself to destroy it, feeling it was some kind of historical artifact. So he did what anyone in the early 2000s would do. He listed it on eBay. His listing went viral. It described in chilling detail all the paranormal events he had experienced. The auction was won by a college student named Iosif Nitsky. Nitsky and his roommates also reported a string of bizarre and frightening occurrences. Electronics malfunctioning, a strange smell of jasmine flowers and cat urine, and a plague of insects infesting their apartment. They too started having nightmares. Nitsky put the box back on eBay, and this time it was bought by Jason Haxton, a museum curator in Missouri. Haxton was a skeptic, but was fascinated by the story and wanted to study the object. He documented everything. He also developed strange health problems, including hives, coughing up blood, and fatigue. He reached out to scientists, paranormal investigators, and even rabbis to understand what he was dealing with. He learned that the box was never meant to hold wine. Inside, he found two 1920s pennies, a lock of blonde hair bound with cord, a lock of black hair, a small granite statue engraved with Hebrew letters, a dried rosebud, a single golden goblet, and a black cast-iron candlestick. Haxton eventually collaborated with rabbis who told him the box was an improvised vessel created to contain the Dybbuk that had been summoned. They advised him to seal the box and bury it where it could never be found. For a while, he kept it hidden. But the story had become a phenomenon. Haxton wrote a book about his experiences, which then became the basis for the 2012 horror film, The Possession. Today, the Dybbuk Box is in the possession of Zach Bagans from the TV show Ghost Adventures. It's on display in his haunted museum in Las Vegas, encased in glass, for anyone brave enough to see it. So, is it a real-life paranormal artifact or an elaborate hoax that spiraled out of control? I'll let you decide. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more spooky stories.